I'm back again at CNS Organics. This is Steve. My wife is actually, can't, yeah, you can see her. She's up on the porch. We just had dinner. It was kind of a nice day, not too hot. Did some work today. Wanted to show you guys. I did put in additional supports underneath this 40-foot long grow bed. It's not a lot of fun to lay down underneath on your back and get that done, but it is done. I plan on very soon lining this guy, doing the intake, and on this end here also doing the discharge, which would be a pipe coming out of the end, probably a couple of pipes, because my other systems, they're running great, they really are, but I've noticed I needed to move the water a little bit quicker through the grow bed, and those are 12-foot long grow beds. This being 40-foot long, it's going to take more intake and more discharge. I mean, it's just a bigger system. So this guy here, there'll be another one identical, basically identical to it. I still have to do some bracing on the legs. I've got some 2x4s over there to run long ways. I got to pick up a couple to run in between. That would be from this leg over to this leg. All that is just to where if somebody decided to like bump into it or lean up against it, it's not gonna move. But if somebody really tried to like shove it really hard, there's a small chance. So very, very, very small chance. So all I'm gonna do is just reinforce. I'd rather have it reinforced and it not, I know for sure, 100% for sure, it does not go anywhere. I'm gonna do a brace across on each one of the legs, and then also a brace from here to each leg all the way down on both the inside and the outside. So that is it's more of a safety side. I'm trying to set this guy up and learn from my experience and say, hey, I'm going to do it better than I did before. Not just as good, because the other works great. It works awesome. We got tons of stuff going on, everything else. But I want it to be better than. Keep improving. Like I'd mentioned before, there'll be another bed just exactly like this, right down the middle, and one very, very similar right down that side. I am putting down some weed blocker material. It will go across most of this, and then I'll probably use cypress shavings. It's like a mulch on the walkways where you walk. I'll show you that here in a minute on the smaller greenhouse. Let's come on down here. There's just a really long grow bed. I think it's going to do great. There's our sump, and you know, I buried it and I had help. I had my wife and her mother, and they helped me. They were more looking for fossils in the limestone. After about 12 inches, it was solid limestone, and so I use this here, I'm not sure if you can see it real well, but this rock bar, and just had to beat the heck out of the limestone in order to get it down. Went down this far. I guess it's about 8 inches or so sticking up, maybe 9 inches or so sticking up. And afterwards, I wish I would have went just a little bit deeper, but I think it's actually going to work really, really well. I think it's going to work really good. because this entire end of the hoop house, elevation wise, is I think it's about 2 inches to the other end. So it's gonna be extra high and everything. I think it's gonna work out great. What I did is I came back in after we had dug out the hole, and we kind of got it level with a 4-foot level, and we got it all like we wanted it. I went back in with bags of sand, and I poured the sand around it, and then I used the water hose, and I kind of washed that sand down in there to fill up all the little holes and nooks and crannies and everything else, to kind of fill up and support the sides and everything. I think it took me close to like 10 bags of sand for this sump tank. These are the little bags of sand I got. It's just a little play sand. And once you get it wet with a little bit of water, it just like runs like a slurry down underneath it, down to the sides, all the little holes and pockets and everything else. It just fills it up. And so it actually like worked great. That guy there is pretty darn level. It's not exact, it's not perfect. It's, you know, yeah, you could probably move like a 1/8 inch on this side to lift it up or something, but it is a sump tank. It's going to do great. Today the big part was building this support, this deck. I've got 9 of the cinder block feet, if you will. They have like a little groove on top for a 4x4 post, but they also have grooves going down each direction, I'm sorry, for a 2x. So I've actually got 2x6s running across. I've got 9 blocks under there, and actually the blocks are very close to, I didn't put them all the way out at the edge. I moved them in a little bit so I could put this this skirting around here. Kind of wish I would have done this video where you could see them. I've got some pictures that we'll put on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page and all that kind of stuff. But this is 1,000 gallon. Just got it. They actually had to manufacture it. It's 1,000 gallon fish tank, and this is what is going to be supplying all 3 of those grow beds. This 1,000 gallon fish tank is going to hold 1,000 gallons of water, not counting the plumbing and everything else. So if you look at 1,000 gallons of water, 1 gallon of water weighs 8.32 pounds. This tank will weigh 8,320 pounds, not including the plumbing and the fish and everything else and all that kind of stuff. So I went with 9 of those blocks, which is supposed to hold close to 15,000 pounds. So let me take a look at it. It looks pretty good. Got it pretty well square. I know I got a level. The leveling was quite a chore. I had to use a flathead shovel and level each one of those 9 blocks to each other, and that was the majority of the work. The building of the deck itself it wasn't too bad. It went pretty quick, but I think it looks great. There will be there'll be plumbing coming from the sump tank up to this fish tank. From this fish tank on the back side, I'm going to try to hide a lot of the plumbing. I think it would be aesthetically pleasing. I think it would look good. It would kind of hide a lot of that. So probably primarily out of the back, and then this bit of cloth I'm gonna get some more. It's gonna go to the end. There'll be 3 filters here, and then from there it's gonna feed this grow bed and the other two. And since I know I can dig down about 10-12 inches in this dirt here before I hit solid limestone, I'm gonna probably cover, or I'm not sorry cover, but I'm probably gonna dig down and bury a lot of the lines, make it so that a person doesn't have to worry about tripping over any lines or anything else. I'm gonna come out of this guy here. There's gonna be a pump. There's gonna be a lot of plumbing involved, but there'll be also a drain on this guy, probably around on the back side, and just in case I need to drain the system to clean out anything. So I'm working on the details, on the particulars when it comes to that beautiful, beautiful fish tank. 1,000 gallons, oh my goodness. I do plan on, I haven't ordered it yet. I will order it as a piece of Lexan. It's similar to PVC glass, or I'm sorry, plexiglass. And basically you cut out a window and you put it in, and then you use some fish safe silicone, like fish aquarium silicone, and then you run bolts in it, and the bolts seal it up, and you put the Lexan, the clear glass, if you will, the plastic glass on the inside, so that the pressure of the water actually pushes that clear window up against the side. So I do plan on doing that. I don't have it yet. I will hopefully on my next video, but that way a person could like walk up and not have to stand on this deck and look over at the fish tank. They could walk up to the side of it and they can see the fish swimming around and loving life and everything else, and being our workers, which that's what the fish do in an aquaponic system. They are our workers. They provide all the nutrition for our plants. So this is our new build. Like I said, this guy here is our sump fish tank. We will have filters along this side. This grow bed here is basically done, other than the liner and the plumbing. There'll be an additional one down the middle and another one on this side here. I plan on doing an NFT system at the far end. I'm kind of excited about that. And now it sounds like it's raining outside. So oh yeah, it's raining pretty good. But this is kind of the looks of it right now. It's in a construction phase. So yeah, we got saw, and we got saws and boards everywhere, and extension cords running. I do have to do some electrical. I think that I'm gonna come off of the house and run over like possibly like a 30 or 50 amp. The only thing that's going to really draw any kind of amperage will probably be the pump and the air pump. Other than that, if I do put lights out here to come and check on it, late in the evening or something, they'll be LED, which take almost nothing. I mean, I know that on one circuit I've got probably close to 25 of the 4-foot LED lights, the 5K, 5 Kelvin lights, as well as a couple of pumps and a swimming pool pump and a whole lot of things that are on that circuit. Those LED lights take almost nothing. So this is an update as far as this new system, but also, even though it's raining a little bit right now, I'm gonna try to Try to walk over real quick without getting the camera wet. I'm gonna kind of angle you down, and we're gonna go over here to the original greenhouse. These are those shavings I was talking about, the cypress. They said they're cypress stay in place mulch, and they have actually done really well. I didn't put them underneath. There's our girl Elvira coming by to say hi. Hi, girl. Yeah, it's raining out there, huh? She usually tries to crawl underneath and make her little bed and lay down. She didn't like the lightning and thundering and all. So you've seen these systems. There's a few changes. Yeah, of course, fish tank's still there. The koi's doing good. Beautiful koi. We have this table. We'll just move some other stuff out. We still have our kale and our Swiss chard. If we come down here, didn't go crazy, but we've got some squash. And these guys they got some holes in their leaves. I think with the warmer days, it's leaving all the doors open and everything. We've probably had some grasshoppers or something come in, but these here are cauliflower. So they're doing good. This guy right here, that is, if anybody could tell me, that's cilantro. As you can tell by that leaf up on the top, it's got new leaf. New leaves are after the first two original out of the seed. That one's got a little bit of a new leaf going on. And then we've got our beans. And these are Christmas red. A couple of them I kind of had to teach how to climb the string. And I had to wrap them around. They stood up, they wanted to hang over, and finally we got these guys, and they're climbing the strings. And let's see if you can see right here. Yeah, they're starting to bud out a little bit, and they're starting to grow, and leaves are looking pretty good. Everything's going good. Back on this system here, this is our ebb and flow. As you can see, we got quite a few red tomatoes that probably need to be picked. Got quite a bit that is still hanging. It's really coming down outside. Hopefully you guys can hear me pretty good. We have the jalapenos going well. We have an okra there that kind of bent over, and it's about to get really loud. We got some some jalapenos in there, and we've got some dead foliage which I've been trimming off and trimming back, and some more tomatoes, also this fish tank here. We got, I believe, 4 koi in there, and the rest are goldfish, besides a couple of plecostomus to kind of help. I do believe that the fish tanks, I need to cover the top. I did cover the sides so that not so much sunlight got in. But I've noticed that there's still quite a bit of algae developing in these tanks with all the glass windows. So I'll probably need to put a top on it, a cover of some sort, so that we can get the algae down, because the koi fish are just absolutely beautiful. And to be able to see them and see them swim, a lot of times it's very relaxing. But anyways, that's the majority of what's going on. If it wasn't raining right now, well, it's kind of let up a little bit. Let's see if we can get out there real quick. So we're gonna come out. I'm gonna kind of angle the camera down so that the rain doesn't land on the camera. This is one of my wife's wildflower, and who knows what all. She knows what it all is. I couldn't even tell you. This is, I know that guy's pretty, and this one down here is kind of pretty and all. And over here we got some onions and some tomatoes, and I'm not even for sure about all the everything. Some more down there. I'll open this guy up. Hold on one second. I had to lock that little guy in place. I know that my wife, she was doing a video and she had a issue where the wind blew and it knocked it over on her. So let's see if we can find some worms down here in this vermiculture system. We have egg crates and some old lettuce. There we got some worms. Look at those guys. They're just, oh goodness, get off there, buddy. They're doing good. These we actually just, we didn't have to buy no worms when we were digging the sump for the big aquaponics system. We found those guys. And we found a bunch of them, so we put them in here, and we've been trying not to throw too much stuff in here because there was already, I'd bought manure and some peat and some other stuff in order to take care of the worms and their bedding to get them going. But we've actually noticed that they're multiplying, so that's a great thing that they're multiplying. We haven't had to water too much in here. I know they like the bananas, they like the cardboard, some of the vegetables and stuff left over from the house or whatever. And we threw in a little bit of hay. We're new to the vermiculture. We really are. But let me get this guy shut. But look at that liquid gold. It's a 5-gallon bucket, not quite, but close to halfway full. And we're getting a drip every little bit. As you see it drip, drip. So that's that worm tea, that worm compost, that liquid gold, as they call it, for our garden. So we can use it, of course, in this garden here, or if we chose to put it in bottles and sell it, or use it as a concentrate, and you know, you could dilute it with water if you didn't need such a strong amount of worm tea. So this is kind of the update here at CNS Organics. I know it's raining right now. My side of the screen is wet. I'm wet. So leave me comments, questions. Please like and subscribe. And from here in Texas, we appreciate it. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good one.